Please join me in welcoming to the stage the Vice Chair of East London Foundation Trust, Mary Elford.
Thank you. I'm really not sure I can follow that, but I think what I will promise you is no jokes. So, firstly, can everyone hear me? Well, welcome. I mean, this is a phenomenal number of people to be welcoming to what is actually our 4th QI conference. I realise this is actually the 5th one of these I have welcomed to, because we had one a couple of weeks ago, which is our first one in Luton and Bedfordshire. So, but today we're particularly celebrating 3 years of QI at East London. And what a fantastic opportunity it is. So welcome, thank you all so much for coming today. And I think reflecting back over the last year, it really has been a quite exceptional year for ELFT. I don't think there are many parts of the NHS that can look back and think about, they've had a year of the kind that we have just had. All of you will know that we became the first the first trust in London. I think now still the only trust in London in any health sector to be given the grading of outstanding by the CQC, and one of only 2 in the whole country in the mental health and community trust sector to also have that rating. So that really is an amazing achievement and owes much to the work that's been done on QI over the last couple of years. The second thing is we were given the accolade of Trust of the Year by the Health Service Journal, which is one of the highest sort of accolades you can get, voted by other trusts, and again, I think probably the first mental health and community trust to ever get that in the history of those awards that go back many decades. So. Enormous achievement. The other thing that a number of you will probably have seen is the fantastic engagement scores we got in the recent staff survey. And again, we feel that owes a lot to the Quality Improvement Project. It's also been a year of change, and it's wonderful that later today you're going to hear from our new Chief Executive, Dr. Navina Evans, who started with, has been with the Trust for many years, as you know, but joined us as our Chief Executive in the autumn. And it's wonderful that she's going to be here today to talk to you later. But also it's been a year of sadness. You will all know that our much-loved Chief Executive, Robert Dolan, who retired in the summer, died very soon after his retirement. And obviously that's been a huge loss to the organisation. He was one of the greatest leaders in the NHS. But I don't think, if he were here, he would mind me saying he wasn't a great fan of external consultants. He wasn't someone who would be particularly keen if sharp-suited management consultants turned up and told him how to run his business. On the other hand, quality improvement and the work with the IHI really caught his imagination. And I think that was because it chimed with what he knew were the ingredients for success in the NHS, and that is improvement coming from within clinical teams, multi-professional clinical teams, working in partnership with patients and carers. And that those improvement ideas coming from the bottom up, from the teams, and what they knew would work, and what they knew would stick, and what they knew would really make a difference to how they delivered care. So I feel in being here today, in celebrating 3 years of QI, we're also celebrating part of Robert's really important legacy to this trust, and it's great to have that opportunity to do that today. So what next? Well, we face a lot of change in the NHS again, and it's now all about working with STPs. I think they're called Sustainability and Transformation Partnerships, or something like that. I think it's just become STP. No one really knows quite what it stood for, but it is the future. And it's all about working across clinical pathways and working with colleagues with GPs in primary care and with acute trusts far more closely. I'm not quite sure why this is sounding rather strange, but Is it all right? And a number of you will have seen this week that we've announced a long worked on programme to work more closely in Tower Hamlets with the GP care group there, Barts Health, and the CCG to deliver a range of community services in Tower Hamlets, which is something that we've wanted to do for a very long time. But these partnerships, this whole new way of working presents new challenges for QI. And I think one of the things we're going to have to start thinking about in the year ahead is actually how we take the enthusiasm, the experience of QI and apply that to improving quality and providing better value across work streams beyond the boundaries of ELFT. The other challenges we face are obviously how we can use QI to provide better value, because sustainability is obviously a key theme moving forward, and also how we can improve the patient and carer involvement in QI. We already lead the way in terms of the range of involvement that patients and carers have in our quality improvement projects. I was at Luton and Bedfordshire this week, and they were saying that over 3/4 of their projects have patient and carer involvement. But even though we're probably now the best internationally on this, at least according to the IHI, I think we know that there's more to do, and that is one of the very special ingredients of success at ELFT. So you've got a fantastic morning ahead, a huge range of things. But what I think comes home to me is the sheer thirst for improvement. And that is now, I think, so much part of the ELFT culture and how things are done around here. I was struck, just finishing off, I was reading some reflections of an Ofsted inspector. These are the people who inspect schools. And they were saying that that what really struck them was schools that were graded good thought that they were outstanding and didn't know why they hadn't been graded outstanding. Schools that were graded outstanding thought actually they were just good, but wanted to be outstanding. And I think that's a lot of what QI tells us. We're not resting on our laurels. We know that there's huge scope to do better. That whilst we, the external world may have given us the badge of outstanding, and that's great, we know we can do even better. And I think that's what's going to be celebrated today and what we can look forward to this time next year. Anyway, have a great morning and thank you.